loose. So I've been using the Scarpa Mescalitos for a little while now. I've done quite a few technical routes with them, 1 or 2 overnight routes carrying a backpack of over 15 kgs, and then also quite a few off-trail bundu bashing routes. My experience so far has been really great. For scrambling, the soles of Vibram, I feel that this rubber, this compound that they use, is super sticky on the rock. It seems to be quite durable. Table Mountain sandstone has a tendency to really eat the lugs, and so far lugs are holding up quite nicely. On wet rock, the rubber also seems to stick quite well. I haven't had any problem on wet rock. Some rubber soles do start to slip on wet rock, and this is definitely not the case with these shoes. A big step up for me is having a shoe with this climbing zone in the front. You can see how built up it is. The sole's also nice and stiff, so for scrambling this is probably the way to go. It's given me a lot of confidence knowing that I can step on a very small edge, and I know that my foot is going to stick there. Also, like edging and smearing and things like that, really love the experience. I've never once felt like my foot is going to give out, or my grip is failing me. For off trail, I've put them through their paces, and while you can see there's a little bit of scratches here on the midsole, they're perfectly fine otherwise. I've done some quite serious bundu bashing with them, and I've found that obviously because you've got this built up front on the toe section, you've got a lot of protection when you're hitting loose rocks, when you're walking through thick bush, you can't see what's underneath. Your foot feels quite solid. It's quite a low cut shoe, so just getting more into that for the off trail. Because it's low cut, you do need good strong ankles if you're going to be walking on a lot of loose rock. But the good news is that this shoe comes in a boot version as well, which is a mid. So if you feel like you possibly maybe need a little bit more ankle support for that sort of thing, then you could go that way. I prefer the freedom that this allows me, especially because this is like my main scrambling shoe, so I just prefer it that way. But it's nice to have the option to go both ways. And then for multi-day hikes, if you considering this as a multi-day hike shoe, I would maybe also consider looking at the mid, just because you've got a little bit more support there. But some people do like a sort of like a trail runner shoe as an overnight hike shoe. I feel that this could just be a little bit more robust than that. This is definitely a technical mountain shoe, which is great because you can hike in the shoe, you can approach objectives in the shoe, but you can also do some proper scrambling and possibly even low-grade climbing in the shoe, depending on where your comfort level is at. I've felt quite confident doing some D+ scrambles in the shoe, and also done some pretty long hikes in the shoe. So it's a really nice range of purpose that you can sort of use the shoe for. I also like the lacing system. You can adjust the lacing system. You can see it's designed like a climbing shoe, the lacing system here. So that's really nice. You can tighten up nice and tight around your foot when you want to climb a little bit, and you can loosen it a bit when you feel you're going to be walking a lot and you just want your foot to have a little bit more wiggle room. This is definitely a really solid mountain shoe. It'll definitely last much longer than a normal trail running shoe or anything like that. Normally trail running shoes last me, if I'm lucky, 3 months, and then they completely trash. The mesh is gone, my toes are sticking out, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of scratches on the midsole, but other than that it's still really solid, and I've been using it on more than 75% of my adventures. This is still only like a short-term review, and I am planning on doing a longer 1-year review, so look out for that in about a year's time. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. I would love to hear if you've tried these shoes out, what your experience was, what other approach shoes you possibly have tried. Leave them down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.